came up. He was the first one. My mom and I were at lunch, and we said, you know what, let's call. From the moment I called, whoever had answered the phone, very warm and welcoming, very friendly, and I just had a really good feeling about it. And my mom and I made an appointment, and we came out, and I just instantly fell in love with Ralph and Del France. And when he did this sketch and kind of put together my 3 thoughts of a top, the bottom, and the sleeves that I wanted, it was 100% exactly what I wanted. So I couldn't have been happier. So that's why I chose to get my in a nutshell.
Perfect. All right, so hello, I'm Sisi. I live in Vauxhall now, so I'm not too far away, but I actually worked with Jean-Ralph before I got engaged, because I'm a makeup artist, and so I worked with him on a shoot that he had. So I was familiar with him. I had already been following him on Instagram, and so when I got engaged, I had ideas in my mind, like I was the crazy girl on Pinterest, like, you know, screenshotting everything, saving everything to my board. And so I had an idea in my mind. I wanted beading and I wanted intricacy. I knew that I didn't want a gown looking dress, like big frou-frou, and like I knew that wasn't me. I wanted just a nice, really fitted dress, you know, white dress. And so I thought for a while I wasn't gonna go to like many different stores and do the whole, I'm a pretty decisive person. Like I knew I wasn't gonna like take a long time to look for many dresses, but I thought at least 3 stores I'm gonna go to, and one of them was his. And I was delaying starting, you know, trying on dresses because I wanted to lose a few pounds. I was like, oh, you know, I want to make sure that I'm in the shape that I want to be in before I put on the dress, I feel comfortable. And then he, you know, posted that he was having a trunk show. So I was like, oh, let me just go out and support. And at the time I lived in Piscataway, so I wasn't, you know, that far away. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go. And then, you know, tried on 6 dresses, and the 6th dress was the one. So that's why I ended up moving forward with him. And I just felt like, you know, why spend my time and energy searching for another gown just to say I went to those 2 other stores when I could just tell him exactly what I want. And you know, just to speak to, you know, what she mentioned was the energy was super important. Like, just do you listen to me? Right. You know, because that's like the #1 thing with getting, you know, a custom gown is, can you listen and can you follow instruction? And also, can I be inspired by you to kind of show me what makes the most sense? Can I really rely on your expertise for you to, okay, no, you're doing too much, or, you know, yeah, we can, you know, incorporate that, but let's do it this way, you know, like I just wanted a partner to be able to kind of co-create the vision that I had in mind, and he was just, you know, since I had worked with him before, I just knew it was going to be a positive experience, and it was, so that's why I got a custom dress.
Why I chose Jean-Ralph Thurin.
You had no choice.
My name is Shaq, and I got married on September 2nd, 2016, so almost 2 years ago. And my experience was like the opposite, totally opposite from them. I was so much of an indecisive bride. I probably tried on over 50 gowns. I went to every bridal salon from New York all the way to New Jersey, and I said to myself, my expectations is way too high. I didn't know what to do, to the point where, you know, you're trying on all these gowns and you know what you want, but you can't find that thing that just speaks to you. And I wanted something that was like bold, like a statement piece. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna find what I love. I put on everything, and every single dress I put on, there was something I would literally change about it. I wouldn't just buy that dress as is. So I said, if I'm wasting time altering this dress to be perfect for me, it's not meant for me. It's not. So in my heart, I said, you know what? I probably need a custom dress. I knew that. I knew that before trying on the 50 dresses. I knew that, but I wanted just to see. And obviously, every bride wants to go through that experience. They go to different salons and try a dress on. But some of the experience that I went through too was in going to different salons, you trying on pieces that isn't necessarily your skin tone too. So they'll have 2 to 3 different shades, and it wasn't perfect for me. And I mean, granted, they had a shade that didn't really suit anyone. So no matter what you put on, it wasn't gonna be perfect for your skin. And I came here and I spoke to Ralph, and I just told him like what my struggle was, and I needed to find something that was perfect, something that spoke to me, something that would fit every single curve. And he was like, Shaq, I can do that. And I was like, really? And he was like, yes, I can do that. And we sat down and we sketched it, and I was so nervous. I was really, really nervous because I was like, wow, like I'm never gonna know what this is going to look like until it's created. And as it just pieced together, it was everything. And I would, like, the experience was, it was amazing. And no, it's the beginning part of it. I told you guys, like, everything. But I had to, because it was the full picture of what the chemistry was when I came and I sat down with him. And he just gave me that confirmation that it will be exactly what you want it to be. Don't worry. I'll take it and I'll handle it. And that's what he did.
Like Shaq, I went to so many different bridal shops. So many. I tried on so many dresses, and somehow, some way, I just wasn't satisfied. I was just like, I don't know, this is not it, this is not it. I went to so many different bridal shops in New York City, and I just couldn't find it. After being so frustrated, I remember, because I left the dress until the end. I don't like shopping, I don't. What? Yeah, I'm like tomboy. But so I left the dress until the end, so I was getting nervous, and I was like, okay, I don't have a dress. What's going on? So I tell my husband, I can't find a dress. I don't know what to do. Now I'm freaking out. He's like, get it custom made. And then I'm like, what? What do you mean? He's like, just look for someone and just get it custom. And that never even came to my head at all. Because like I said, I don't usually shop. I don't do any of that. And so I found Ralph, I think on Instagram, one of my sorors tagged me under one of his pictures, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna check him out. So I ended up coming, and I'm describing to him what I want, and I showed him some pictures here and there, but I'm just describing him what I want, what I have in my head, and I've never seen that on paper at all. And while I'm describing it to him, he's sketching it out, sketching it out, sketching it out. So then when he turns it around, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my dress. That's the dress that I've been looking for this whole time. And from there, I was like, this is it. I leave it in your hands.
At Parsons, I had a really good friend of mine. I won't say the whole story, but Stephanie Terralina. And she entrusted me to make her gown. And at the time, I was just basically still doing a lot of evening. That was what I wanted to specialize in. I didn't think I was going to do bridal. But she asked me to do her dress, and so we worked on it together. She was a fellow student, fellow fashion designer. And the process, I think we just became really close friends, and then just listening to her, because she had a very specific idea of what she wanted. And she comes from a very big Italian family, so she had people coming from Sicily, and I started getting nervous, but she's like, a lot of people are gonna look at this, a lot of people, and I was like, okay, so, but we ended up making this really beautiful, super actually clean, simple gown, but it was just everything, like it looked like her, it looked like her personality, and I think from that point on, I kind of had, like, I was like, I think I love the process of being part of a bride's journey. I think that's my favorite part. You know, from the beginning, from just talking your ear off about what, how fabulous you're gonna look, and just to the details that I can put, in the dress. I think it's exciting from that beginning, from that point on. And I think that's really, how I approach every bride. It's like the first time. When I work with a bride, it's all about her. It's all about that moment, that time, because I feel like it's such a special part in your life that you're never gonna, most of the time you're hoping to do it once. Yeah. It should be super special. Like, it really should be all about you, So and the dress, that's what people.
I call him the bride whisperer.
Yeah, every bride has I feel like she has her wish list, and a lot of times, like Sisi said, it's about listening, Because sometimes you do find your dress, you go to a salon, you find it right away, and it's perfect, it's beautiful, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you have that little voice in the back of your head saying, that's just not it yet, I think a lot of times you would like to be able to tell the owner of the store that, but unfortunately they can't really, do that because they have to sell. So, but that was, I think, in terms of the process with me, I think that's what I enjoyed the most, and choosing fabrics and. Like with Shaq, it was the skin color. Quick story. We would only put Shaq at the end of the day because we knew we would talk forever. And Shaq was coming at 5:30 after work, and she's like, oh, she'd take off her shoes, and we're like, Ralph, come on, let's work. And we'd sit in that room over there.
2 hours for one.
And it was like the skin color, she's like, it's not right yet, it's not right. So that whole purpose, just putting that together to me was the most I knew it was going to be something super special because we just kept on laboring over it until we found the right, skin tone, what she wanted. Even the design, she was very meticulous. She was like, nope, that's not it. This is it. So, but a lot of brides think, I don't get offended. I actually love that because I feel like it challenges me to get it right, you know what I mean, for the bride the way she wants. And Melissa was asleep. We have a sleep issue, but it wasn't a big deal. But she had a specific detail.
Out.
I know. Jessica was the skin tone too.
Yeah.
Because at first we did something, then I remember she called me, and she was panicking. She's like, I don't know if I made the right decision. And I said, well, what do you want to look like? She said, I want to look sexy. I said, skin tone. She's like, okay. That was it.
And that's funny, mine was sleeve. That's so funny how we like separated that way. Yeah, because I had sleeves.
And
I was like, no, I need it all the way down to my knuckles. I want it like Morticia. Like, I don't know why I was very specific about that.
I love that.
And then I was like, you gotta, like, I had my back out. So it was like, my thing was a balance between sexy and conservative. Just because, I never said when my wedding was. So just a little over a month ago, December 3rd. So I had a winter wedding. So, I wanted to be, somewhat covered up, but still have that sex appeal. So, I wanted my back out, and I was like, so wait, but you gotta get the curvature of the back at the right perpendicular angle, like the right angle, because I got back fat from certain angles, like, I don't know, all these weird things. And he's like, you're good.
A lot of times, because my dress was strapless, I wanted the drop sleeves, but there was nothing holding it up. And everybody always says, you don't want to be that bride picking up your dress, picking up your dress. And I wasn't concerned about that because I knew that they had it handled. But now that my wedding is over and looking back, there was not one moment I touched the dress the entire night. I mean, it stayed up completely. There was it just held up so nicely. And I never even thought about that the whole night. I danced, I moved so much, but I never once touched my dress. And I know I've been to weddings with strapless, and you see them hiking them up, and I just thought of that I never once had to even worry about it, the way they situated everything, and the back was out. So to me, I thought it was tricky because the whole back was out, and then the front had to stay up. It was like, I don't know what they did, but it was perfect.
Yeah, the friends had the girls in place.
Everything was. I didn't have to touch anything. It really just fit so nicely. I think that's it too. Like the fit. Everything fit me. I wasn't uncomfortable the day of, the night, nothing. So
yeah,
it was just...
another story with Shaq, which probably I did tell that story to a few people, but my favorite moment of us together is was it the last fitting, France, when you put, and she screamed so loud? Because every time she put the dress on, she's like, we're like, and Shaq,
She was screaming, and then at the end I was like, okay, we need to change this.
yeah. But remember the last time you put this, you do zipper and you put that, and she's like, I'm like, what did I do? She's like, it's perfect. And I was like, that was the best feeling, because I was like, and anyway, because I've told that story to a few people, I'm like, that was when we came up, the whole snatch thing.
Right. Okay.
Yes. So speak a little bit about the importance of fit and how snatched and snatcherization came to be.
Snatcherization?
Yes, that's how you word it.
It has to be a staple at the salon.
It started with Shaq. But because Shaq just kept on wanting it tighter and tighter and tighter. And you remember? And we were fighting with her because we were like, at one point she's like, I don't need to walk. I said, but you have to walk. And she's like, I'm gonna hop up the stairs because it was. But in hindsight, when I really think about it, I mean, that's exactly what it was. Those moments that made the dress what it is.